On November 3, 2025, the United States lost one of its most defining political figures. Richard Bruce, Dick Cheney, former Vice President, Secretary of Defense, Congressman, White House Chief of Staff, passed away at the age of 84. Today we ask, how did one man turn a traditionally quiet background role into one of the most powerful posts in the history of the U.S. government? In this video, we unpack the man behind the title, his rise, his battles, and the legacy he leaves behind. Let's begin. Dick Cheney was born in Lincoln, Nebraska, in 1941 and raised in Casper, Wyoming. He attended the University of Wyoming, earning a B.A. in political science. His political career began in Washington during the Nixon and Ford administrations, eventually becoming the youngest White House Chief of Staff, at age 34 under President Gerald Ford. Then, as a congressman from Wyoming, and later Secretary of Defense under President George H.W. Bush, he led U.S. military strategy in the early 1990s. 43. These positions set the stage for his next and most powerful role. In 2000, Cheney joined George W. Bush as his running mate, and became the 46th Vice President of the United States from 2001 to 2009. But unlike most vice presidents before him, Cheney transformed the role. Historians say his influence rivaled his boss, especially in national security, foreign policy, energy strategy, and executive power. After the September 11, 2001 attacks, Cheney was central in planning the U.S. response. He sheltered in secure locations while coordinating policy, and he strongly supported the Iraq War in 2003, a decision that would define his legacy. But that same power came with heavy criticism. Critics argue Cheney's style led to overreach, surveillance programs, enhanced interrogation, a militarized foreign policy. He became both a symbol of strength and a lightning rod for controversy. His presidency's later years and post-2009 life were also marked by a shift, heart surgery, a heart transplant in 2012, and his eventual public retirement. So what does Cheney leave behind? A transformed office of Vice President, more operational, more central. A U.S. foreign policy marked by the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the broadening of presidential power and national security. A deeply divided public view. To some he was a staunch defender of American interests, to others a cautionary tale of unchecked power. Reactions to his death reflect that division. Tributes from heads of state, alongside condemnation from war critics. For future U.S. leaders, Cheney's legacy raises questions. How far should a vice president go? How much power can one individual wield before it risks democracy itself? His health record also reminds us of the human behind the office. Multiple heart attacks, a transplant, and despite it all, he stayed engaged. Dick Cheney's journey, from Wyoming boy to one of America's most powerful men, shows how political roles can evolve, and how leadership can both protect and provoke. On one hand, he defended America after its darkest hour. On the other, his legacy prompts a debate about power, war, and accountability. So now we ask you, was Dick Cheney a necessary guardian of America, or the embodiment of power unchecked? Drop your answer in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you found it insightful, subscribe to Fyndo Trends for more deep dives into US news and history, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.